4 provincial units currently operate in South Africa: the Highveld Horse Care in Gauteng, Coastal Horse Care in KZN, the Eastern Cape Horse Care Unit, and the Western Cape Equine Trust. They all promote the adaptability and versatility of thoroughbreds coming out of racing for second careers.
The Coastal Horse Care Unit is one of the few success stories of an association for Gold Circle, something we're very proud of. We met Jill Armstall in 2007. She knocked on my door and wanted to start a Coastal Horse Care Unit in KZN. We loved the idea. We actually backed it and still are backing it today. It's one of the great success stories, especially in the rural communities where we have uplifted the skills of people through the Coastal Horse Care Unit, and for all the clinics they do. We have uplifted the skills of many, many people in the rural communities.
Musa Doche, the man at the forefront of the Coastal Horse Care Unit's very successful outreach program in KZN, assists in the management of the stables at their Cato Ridge base. He works with thoroughbreds coming into the unit from racing.
We normally welcome them if they first time they're coming here, because even them, because they're always staying inside the stables. So yeah, we should try them out. So we try to make them calm down. So all that energy we should try to remove a little bit.
She's a real baby. Such a good girl, whoa!
And she's the best of the lot.
She's so good. Such a clever girl.
In KZN, the Coastal Horse Care Unit receive between 30 to 40 thoroughbreds out of racing each year. It takes anything from 3 to 6 months to rehome them, and at 3 to 3,500 rand per month to keep a horse at the unit. It can cost Coastal Horse Care anything from 9 to 21,000 rand to successfully rehome just one horse. And what process do you follow when a thoroughbred comes to the unit for rehoming?
Basically what happens, the horse arrives, we give it 2 to 3 weeks just to assess the temperament, if there's any soundness issues with the horse. And then thankfully we have volunteers that come in, and they are an absolute godsend, because without them we wouldn't be able to bring out the potential in the thoroughbreds to showcase to their potential adoptive families. So we are so grateful to the volunteers that come and help us.
It's rewarding working with these horses off the track, getting them going with schooling, a bit of jumping, see where their talents lie, to then be able to rehome them to suitable homes and thereon see where they go.
It takes between 3 to 6 months, and in that time we assess whether the horse is going to be suitable for show jumping, dressage, anything like that. And then we advertise on social media, but we do screen them very, very carefully. People that come into the unit asking for horses, they are ridden. We make sure that the horses get ridden to ensure suitability. Pre-home checks are also done, and follow-up post-home checks to ensure that the horses are always kept in good condition. So we follow every single thoroughbred for the rest of their lives.
We actually have a very, very successful strike rate of rehoming thoroughbreds. So I'm saying between 25 and 30 are rehomed, which I think is pretty good.
Are the demands for thoroughbreds out of racing different from one province to another?
I believe there are. I think KZN, there are a lot more families and people that are more welfare orientated. I think there is sort of rather adopt than shop. So we do appeal to those people and our supporters, because we have some exceptionally talented horses, thoroughbreds, that have actually gone on to do wonderful things in the show jumping arena and dressage. So I think there are really good horses here.
I agreed and just couldn't resist a ride on a beautiful 15 3-hand high filly ready for adoption. How often are there comebacks?
Not too often, but unfortunately there are, and it's normally due to financial constraints on that particular family. So it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And then we do endeavour to rehome them as well.
And like with any animal, sometimes decisions have to be made regarding their futures, which are difficult. But how do you go about that at the unit?
That is one of the toughest decisions we ever have to make. but it's mainly due to sort of temperament. We have to assess the horse's temperament and home responsibly. So if we find after endeavouring to work with the horse, we cannot do anything and the horse is going to be a danger to anybody that we home to, that decision unfortunately has to be made for the safety of everybody else and for the welfare of the horse. Obviously, if there's chronic lameness issues that we deal with, then also that decision has to be made to humanely euthanize the horse. But it is one of the toughest decisions and it's never ever taken lightly.
Whilst the Coastal Horse Care Unit in KZN take in anything from 35 to 40 thoroughbreds annually, the Western Cape Equine Trust 35 to 60, it's the Highveld Horse Care who have by far the greater responsibility and pressure at 250 in any 12-month period. So how many of these are successfully rehomed?
Last year, we managed to rehome about 50 of them, which was an improvement on the previous year. Each horse is assessed individually when it arrives at the unit. Based on that, we then work on the ones we think we are most likely to be able to rehome. The statistics are 1 in 5 horses that we are able to rehome. It's not easy to rehome these thoroughbreds. Been actively trying to advertise these horses on Facebook, getting hold of all our contacts. So it seems to have been quite successful in assisting us to find homes for more of these horses.
Would it also be fair to say, Dale, that the reality is that the market for horses coming out of racing is only as big as those people who are prepared to take them?
Yes. The problem is, in the last 10 to 15 years, people have started breeding warm blood horses and general sports horses.
Yes.
And that used to be the big market for thoroughbreds. So that market fell away completely.
One of the biggest supporters of the Highveld Horse Care Unit, but not only the Highveld Horse Care Unit, we're also a big supporter of the Eastern Cape Horse Care Unit.
I think the units all over the country are doing a fantastic job. I think making sure these horses are not landing up in bad situations. So I think the units are playing a vital part in the rehoming of these racehorses and getting second careers.
To the provincial units, with the long and relentless hours undertaken by their dedicated staff and volunteers, we both acknowledge and thank them.